Welcome to the channel, guys. Today we're going to be playing a sand team on Pokémon Champions. It's going to be a really offensive one with a bit of speed control from Aerodactyl and of course Tyranitar to whip up the sand. One of the real stars is Kleavor that hits hard with Stab Stone Axe, which sets up Stealth Rocks, and X Scissors, which can one-shot things like Farafrig and other psychic types. The Stealth Rocks will deal heavy damage to rock weak mons like Charizard. Aggron can also put in work as well with Iron Defense and Body Press. Overall, I had fun with it and I'm still experimenting. With that being said, let's get into the video. Alright, and the match is starting. Let's get it. Our opponent is going to be leading off with Whimsicott and Drampa. And then we're going to have Kleavor and Greninja. You know, he could set up the Tailwind with the Whimsicott, but I'm going to just go straight for the Drampa. Even if it has something that could Oko something, you know, that's okay. But we're just going to go focus on the Drampa. I mean, it's all we can do at this point. Alright, close combat, and we one-shot it. Okay, so that wasn't really a Mega Drampa. We get the defense and special defense drop, but we Oko Drampa. And now it's just going to be Whimsicott now. And we're going to go Protean with the Ice Beam. And I made a mistake and it clicked a Kleavor right there, and then he ended up setting the Trick Room up. This stupid switch analog thing slipped and it made me press that, so kind of unfortunate. Alright, and here we have Slowbro, Galarian Slowbro. That's, you know, Slow King apparently. We might as well just stay offensive and try to aim for that Whimsicott. It's unfortunate we got that off on Kleavor, but what can we do? We're going to switch into Tyranitar off the Kleavor and set up the Storm. He's going to go straight for the hit on Greninja, did a decent amount of damage, and Moonblast on TTar. That's going to do a little bit of damage, but we still even it out with that special defense boost because of the sand and the Ice Beam on Whimsicott, and he's running Focus Sash. I'm surprised he just didn't set up Tailwind right then and there, but I guess that's okay. I think the sand is going to kill it though, so we're okay with that. That's the good thing about sand, is it can break the Focus Sashes. Alright, so this guy has his own Tyranitar and he has a almost nearly full health Slowbro. You know, it's kind of tough, but we'll see what we can get here. Honestly, our Greninja might die anyway, so we might as well just go for it. We got the Water Shuriken and the King's Rock. That should hit, and he got Quick Draw and a Mega Tyranitar. Interesting. The Water Shuriken should hit a couple times, and I have the King's Rock, so there's a chance for it to flinch. The Side Shell Arm is going to take out the Greninja. We'll have Low Kick for TTar, and it just, you know, took out the rest of it. We had to honestly target the threat first, and then worry about, you know, everything else. The Slowbro, you know, his only last threat here, and it should be a clean game. I don't understand what he was actually going for in this game, but I guess it's okay. We got knockoff on TTar, which should do a lot of damage, and then Kleavor has a Choice Scarf, so I was just checking it. You got the Trick Room going, so you know it's got the order switched up, and then he goes for Psychic on Kleavor. That's gonna take that out. And then we got the knockoff, and then he has a bright powder, I believe, on. That's the only way that would miss. But anyway, we got we got Aerodactyl and TTar here. So we shouldn't be really worried about too much. We're just gonna Mega Evolve and Protect just to be safe and try to get that knockoff. Just in case he tries to KO the Aerodactyl, but I don't think he would be able to. And just go off for the knockoff, and that should one-shot the Slowbro. So we'll see here. Shell sidearm, sorry. Doesn't really do too much damage to TTar. And we're gonna hit the knockoff, and that should be game over. Alright, and we're on to our next match. Let's see what they lead here. And they got Venusaur and Charizard. So this is one of the teams that I believe that we have a really good matchup, especially when we start off like this. Now Venusaur can definitely do heavy damage to Tyranitar, but the only thing is that the Charizard has to worry about the Kleavor. And I could always U-turn out and go into another mon to try to counter Venusaur. So there's another thing. He can't really do too much to my Kleavor with Venusaur. And even if he does a heat wave, the rock resistance can make it, make it like neutral instead of just doing a lot of damage. And he Mega Evolves, so it's gonna break the sand. And that means Chlorophyll is gonna be activated with Venusaur. We're gonna go with Protect on Tyranitar just in case he tries to attack that one. We're gonna go Stone Axe on Charizard, and you see that? That did so much damage. It one-shotted it, first of all. It was 4 times effective. And we set up the Stealth Rock, so just in case you got any fire types in the back, it's gonna take that initial 25% damage. He charged up the Solar Beam, and he launched it on Kleavor, and it one-shots it. I mean, I guess we should have kind of been a little bit more careful, but we got rid of the Charizard. That's his Mega, so that's the main concern that we have to deal with. We're going to throw out Aerodactyl, and the thing about Aerodactyl is the most fastest Pokemon in the game. So that is what checks the Venusaur, which is why I said we match up really well against the fire types sometimes, depending on how we play it. So you see, if we go for dual wing beat on Venusaur, it's going to do so much damage. And then we can go for a rock slide with Tyranitar to try to get for a flinch chance. And it also is kind of effective on Dragonite as well. He got multi-scale, but still, we'll still be able to try to kind of check that. Alright, we got one, and look how much damage that did. That's a 2-shot. It's essentially a 1-shot because it's one but look at that. And then we go for the rock slide and the Dragonite, and you see how much damage it took. I forgot the rocks. You see what I mean? The rocks take care of the multi-scale, so that means Dragonite can't even use the multi-scale to set up or anything like that. He uses the Iron Tail, the Iron Head. That did a lot of damage, but it still survived, and they forfeited. Look how easy that was. Alright, and we're on to our last match. Let's get it. We're going to be seeing Masquerada and Incineroar, and Aerodactyl and Tyranitar. Honestly, I'm not really too worried. The Intimidate is a little annoying since we're running a lot of physical. We didn't really run a lot of special attack, so we just gotta do what we gotta do to win. probably should protect on Aerodactyl and then go for the low kick on maybe Incineroar. Let's go for Incineroar. We're gonna go for protect. And then he faked out the Aerodactyl. Good, we got that call. And then he goes for U-turn on my Tyranitar from Masquerada. That did a lot of damage. You see how if a Kleavor did something like that, it would do massive amount of damage. But we're okay. It's okay. He switches into Sneasler. And we're going to go for the low kick on the Incineroar just to get a little bit of damage in. Super effective. You get buffeted, so that means there's no focus sash if that Sneasler has a focus sash. And then we're just going to go for the dual wing beat on the Sneasler because we're faster. Now, unless it's running a choice scarf, that's the only thing we got to worry about. And maybe try to protect on the Tyranitar just to burn an extra turn. Alright, and he fakes out the Aerodactyl. So it means I couldn't move. And he does a parting shot on the Tyranitar. And it doesn't go through because I protect. Alright, now we should try to go for the dual wing beat on the Sneasler. And try to KO that. And then we're going to go for a rock slide. Alright, and you see what I mean? It counters Sneasler very well. So we don't have to worry about that. And then now Incineroar is going to have to take this rock slide. Alright. Citrus Berry activates. And he does a parting shot on Aerodactyl. So he's just dropping our stats, which is okay. He's not really doing active damage. And you can kind of see how Incineroar as a support can sometimes be a little underwhelming, especially with competitive Pokemon. So we got Incineroar back out doing another Intimidate, so it's going to drop our stats even lower. But like I said, it doesn't really matter at this point. Everybody did what they needed to do. Go for Electric Tailwind. And maybe we can switch it out. Maybe. Or just let it die. Yeah, let's see if that Masquerada has like a scarf or something like that. Fake out, and yeah, exactly. Fake out on the, and it tries to double team the arrow. Exactly. Then the rock slide that does super effective damage against the Masquerada because it's the ice type and the Incineroar. And then the sand is just doing his thing. It's just racking up damage. He has no recovery items. And it's all offensive Pokemon. So, yeah. I think this game is pretty much over. Since this game is pretty much over, I'll just say, if you guys could like, comment, subscribe, that would be very much appreciated. If you guys like this kind of content from Champions, just let me know.